Herb Korf was a native Iowan who came to Saginaw after winning 2 Illinois state championships. He would become a legend at Saginaw High School not just for winning, but for his tough demeanor.
It would be more than rough. He was a very disciplinarian type guy. You just didn't fool around. You just, you came out there to work, but yet he was very personable and took a very interest in you and had that coaching skills that some people don't have. You know, they think they're a coach, but he was the coach.
Korf would push his track team through 4 unprecedented state championships, all in a row, starting in 1946.
I think it was the regionals or the valley, because I was qualifying for the state and I was not running very well, and it just very easily standing on a corner, and he says, "Get the cobwebs out of your head and run, Parson." And I won. So
the essence of a great coach, I think, is to be able to get the best and the most out of these great athletes, and he was a master at that.
Korf never seemed to get excited, but the athletes knew he was proud of them.
For the state meet one time, this kid jumped 22 feet 8 inches. That was great, and that was in 1951-52. So the kid went off the stands and said, "Coach, guess what I did? I jumped 22 feet 8 inches." And Herb said, "Oh, hell, I could spit that far, you know." But he didn't say spit.
Korf demanded a lot from his team. Lou Economou had to change his mind about playing on the diamond.
I went to a meeting for baseball, and so he said, I got out of the meeting and I found him outside the door waiting for me. He said, "Greek, what are you doing in there?" I said, "Well, Coach, I'm going out for baseball." He says, "The hell you are." He said, "If you're going to play football, you're going to run track." So that was, I says, okay. So I ran track for him for 3 years.
Coach Korf's 20-year reign as track and football coach was tragically cut short.
I came back to Saginaw High as a teacher and a coach in '66. He was sick at the time, and he had emphysema, and so he would come to work, and then when he wasn't feeling good, they'd take him home. Eventually, he couldn't come back to work, and I took his history classes. So that was an honor to do that.
He twisted my arm, so to speak. I had to stop by his house every night after school on the way home, because on the way home he lived in Weber Street. We stop and just chat what went on at school that day, whether it was in football season going or later in basketball season, and then again in track season. But he became aware all the time of what was going on.
A 25-year tradition began soon after the coach passed in 1969.
After he passed, I felt melancholy. I said, "We got to remember Herb some way or another." And I thought, and I said, "We don't have a county track meet." I said, we're going to do something about that. So I talked to Coach Gray, Bob Parsons, who was a great runner for him, Jim Buckley, the paper, and Larry Laeding. And we all said, let's put on a county track meet and named after Herb.
The meet and a special scholarship remembers Herb Korf, and his legacy lives on through the many players he has worked with through the years.
My parents were divorced when I was very small, and he was my father image. He was my coach, and he very, very important in my life.
I'll always remember him. I mean, no matter what, he'll always be in my thoughts, and I'll always remember him.